Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is SKrulL and welcome to Friday Night Fight episode 3. Now first of all, let me just say, I am so sorry that I've had such an absence from SGN and from SpyGamersNation in general. I've been really busy with work, even though it is the Christmas holidays. I have been working really hard to sort of get my schoolwork back on track because I've been kind of slipping in terms of schoolwork, which isn't exactly the best thing to do when you got your major exams coming up. But guess what? Friday Night Fights episode 3. Oh, you didn't know? Down, no. Your ass better call somebody. That is right. We are playing some WWF Smackdown for the PlayStation 1. But guess what? It isn't on an emulator. I managed to get my PS3 to become backwards compatible with PS1 games, and I'm working on getting it to be backwards compatible with PS2 games. First game you're seeing here, the first match I guess you're seeing, is Edge versus Al Snow. So I guess I better talk about my sort of history with wrestling. So picture this, right? I've got a fairly big family on my mum's side. In fact, no, it's not fairly big. It is huge. It is ginormous. And I have two older male cousins. One of them was basically almost addicted to WCW. And he had a bunch of figures and DVDs and, well, not DVDs, VHSs, because this was back in like in the 90s and stuff. And my other cousin was addicted to WWF. Like he knew everyone. He could tell you their finishers. Yeah, they're both pretty cool guys. Great guys, both of them. And so in 2005, the one who was addicted to WWF was babysitting me and my family, and it was just me and him awake one night, and he turned on something called WWE Raw, and there was a promo between John Cena, Triple H, and Edge and Lita, and it was basically John Cena having a go at Edge, and it was quite funny. I remember it quite well, actually, and that's when my love for Edge was spawned, really. Also, I want to just bring something up. Never in my entire history of watching wrestling have I ever seen Edge do that move for his finisher. Wasn't it? Yeah, I don't even know. This game was made in, just going to check the back of it. I think it's 1999. Yeah, 1998. And I don't remember Edge ever having that finisher. It just sort of confused me. Also, this next match is Mankind versus Steve Blackman in a hardcore rules, and ever since then, like back in like 2005 through to 2009, I was a huge fan. I went to house shows here in Newcastle. I had figures, I had games, I had belts. I was pretty much addicted. But in 2009, I sort of grew out of it. But earlier on this year, I sort of got back into it. Like, I started watching WWE again. It is PG era, so it does really suck. And I started watching TNA again. But I will always prefer WWE, like 2005. Like 2005 to 2008 is my preference. Just because I don't really know. I just really love it. What else can I say? This is a 15-minute long video. Yeah, I once went to a wrestling federation, in an independent one here in Newcastle, for about a year and trained with them, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty legit. I trained with people. Well, actually, I trained with a guy who calls himself Pac on the independent circuit, and is becoming Adrian. I can't remember Adrian Neville, I think, is going to be his name on NXT in WWE, because he got signed because the WWE saw his talent, and they saw how much he needed to be in the WWE, because he's just so talented. When I met him, I had heard of him before, and I was just sort of starstruck when I went to him. Like, even though he was on the independent circuit for so long, I was just so shocked to meet him. I was like, oh, hello. I didn't know there were any like independent wrestlers or wrestlers in general who came from Newcastle. Because he is, I think, the first person from Newcastle to become a proper WWE superstar, I guess you can say. I guess it does count. Okay, I'll talk about some of my experiences. My first WrestleMania that I ever saw was WrestleMania 22. My god, that is probably one of my favourite WrestleManias of all time, if not my favourite, just because of how sort of striking it was and how it was just, it's indescribable how amazing it was, because it was just awesome. It was just awesome to see matches like JBL versus Chris Benoit, Edge versus Mick Foley and Hog. That's one of my favourite matches of all time, actually, because it was just how amazing it was. Just striking. Actually, no, I'm going to talk about some of my favourite matches of all time. I guess one of my favourite matches has to be Ricky. I think my favourite match of all time actually has to be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 3. This is back in the time when the Intercontinental Championship was actually worth something, where it wasn't just a jobber's title and was given to schmucks like Kofi Kingston or Santino Marella. It was when it was in its prime, basically. And I've never seen a more perfect matchup than Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus, Macho Man. Macho Man is a complete legend. R.I.P. Best part was, though, that Ricky Dragon Steamboat was accompanied to ringside by George the Animal Steel, who scared the crap out of Miss Elizabeth Taylor, which was, I think, just a great touch to it. Just having someone as wacky as George the Animal Steel being with someone as serious as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It was awesome. Another one. ECW Barely Legal 1997. It was the Eliminators versus the Dudley Boys, who were accompanied to the ring by Sangai Dudley and Joel Gertner for the ECW Tag Team titles. Now, this was back in 2006 when I first saw this match, and I bought a DVD of ECW One Night Stand 2006. And I wanted to get into the old ECW because I heard that the old ECW was so much better than what I liked, than what loads of people like to call WWECW. Oh, and here you see a tag team title match of Hardy Boys versus the New Age Outlaws, and I guess it was because I was just so starstruck by it, like seeing someone like Cronus, who was something like along the lines of 6'5", 200. It was like 300 pounds, doing a 450 splash. It was just sort of amazing to see something like that, such a spectacle of actual wrestling. And it was just so much better than what loads of people like to call the WWECW, like World Wrestling Entertainment Championship Wrestling, not Extreme Championship Wrestling. It was just something incredible for me to see something like that, like the Dudley Boys, who were in TNA in 2006, and seeing such a spectacle like that. It was just wonderful. Absolutely loved it. Another one of my favourite matches, Wild Pegasus, which was Chris Benoit versus Great Sasuke at the Junior Cup Finals. And I have never seen Chris Benoit in such a great light like that. It was again, it's another one of those indescribable moments where you just can't describe how awesome it was. And it spawned my love for Japanese Purusu, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway, which is the Japanese independent / professional style wrestling. And it was just amazing. I absolutely loved it. Just seeing Benoit and Great Sasuke fly around the ring, and I'd already seen both people in matches before. I'd seen Benoit in US title matches and in the world, and just in matches in general, on like Velocity when it was still around, and on Heat. And then I'd also seen Great Sasuke on the on the Barely Legal DVD when he was in a 6-man Purusu style tag team match, which was again just amazing because everybody was flying around the ring, and it was incredible. I had never seen anything like it, and it just knocked me for 6, really. I was just stunned by it. Sorry if you hear me clicking around. I just need to have a quick look at something, because I have an entire thing written down that I want to sort of discuss with you guys, and I've lost it because my computer's gay, as you guys should all know by now, because I hate my computer. Oh great, you can now hear everybody in my house is shouting about. Wonderful. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Come on, computer, if you want to load it any faster, that'd be really helpful. Sorry guys, this is really unprofessional of me. Where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. El Generico versus Nick Jackson versus Kota Ibushi versus Jigsaw. Oh my god, what a match. I have never ever seen such incredible talent of the modern age until I saw that match. Oh my god, El Generico was just perfect, so is Kota Ibushi. Nick Jackson, I never thought he'd actually, be good on his own, without his brother Matt. I think they're brothers anyway. He might. I don't even know. I can't even tell nowadays because there are so many people like posing as brothers. But I think they're brothers. I'm just gonna go with them being brothers. I thought he wouldn't be good without Matt Jackson, but he was. It was just wonderful to see that he has such talent even on his own. And just that match in general was just amazing to watch because it had an awesome sequence between El Generico and Kota Ibushi. Oh, Swanton. And he misses. And there was also a great one between, just Nick Jackson just flying around the ring. I think he does don't quote me on this, but I think he does a Samoan drop into an Asai moonsault onto the outside onto Generico and Jigsaw, and then springs just straight back up onto the turnbuckle and does a 450 splash onto Kota Ibushi. Almost gets the win, but Kota wins with the Phoenix Splash, which is genuinely one of the coolest moves I have ever seen in my entire life. Just that twisting 450 splash, it is amazing. There are just some moves in this world, in the wrestling business in general, which are just amazing to watch. So if you're wondering why I picked the certain characters that I did in these matches, I want to just give you a reason. Matt and Jeff Hardy are basically two of my favourite wrestlers of all time, if not my favourite. Edge as well is another favourite. I actually had a match recorded and I was going to put it in with this, but it would have made the video like something along the lines of 20 minutes long, and I didn't really want that to happen, which is Shane McMahon. A lot of people sort of shame me for liking Shane McMahon, but I think he's actually a really, really decent wrestler. I mean, we've seen him in matches against people like Kane, Randy Orton. He puts up a really decent fight, in all honesty, and I think he would be good as an actual wrestler. And we've seen him hold titles. We've seen him hold the European title, we've seen him hold the Hardcore title. A lot of people will argue that the Hardcore title isn't a real title. Well then, I beg to differ. I really love that title and all the matches it is had with people like Crash Holly, Bradshaw, Hardcore Holly, Taz, the Hardys themselves. There was even a great match on Smackdown when they were in North Carolina, where there was a match between Jeff and Matt, when it was a Hardcore title match, and it is one of my favourite Hardcore matches of all time. There isn't any bloodshed, which is again disappointing if you're a Hardcore fan. If you're a Hardcore fan of Hardcore matches, which really sucks because seeing those types of matches is so much fun. Especially when someone sheds blood, which is a bit psychotic, I know. Also, why does Matt Hardy have a Northern Light suplex for his finisher? What is going on? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing that has to happen? I don't understand that. Why does everybody have such weird Like, I saw the Jericho, his finisher in this is a double power bomb. I can understand that because I've seen him do, and I think they call it like the Lion Bomb or something. It's really weird. Lionheart Jericho, what a guy, what a great guy. Also, Christmas is coming up soon, and I think I'm getting a new mic because I need one. So that'll be fun to see if I actually do get one. So the video is coming to an end now. Really hope you enjoy and come back for the next episode. Merry whatever doesn't offend you. Merry Christmas if you're a Christian. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care.